Assalamu alaikum brothers and sisters. I hope you are doing well. Speaking of alcohol, with the recent outbreak of the 2019 virus, many merchants have begun selling halal hand sanitizers in Malaysia. Since alcohol is not permissible for all Muslims, some Malaysians have begun selling hand sanitizers made out of ethanol as an alternative. Many of them are marketing the product as Muslim friendly. But what makes this worse is that some of these merchants are selling their halal hand sanitizers for a much higher price compared to the ones found in stores. What a time in our life we have come to where people are dying, and rather than coming together to help one another in efforts, some people are trying to profit themselves out of this chaotic condition of the virus outbreak. Allahu Akbar. Not only in stores, but people are taking to the internet to sell halal hand sanitizers by telling the general public that their hand sanitizers have ethanol to replace alcohol, which people are believing. The chaos among people, where they are overstocking up grocery, toiletries, housekeeping supplies, etc. to such an extent where the stores are now empty. Hand washes, tissue papers and hand sanitizers are almost out of stock online and in stores. This virus has really got to some people where they are going mentally unstable out of fear and agreeing to pay double the price for that commodity. And this is how these online sellers are tricking people and are making more dollars. Astaghfirullah. The ruling of the usage of alcohol in Islam is forbidden in terms of wine and other drinks. Our team wanted to give our audience a foolproof answer regarding the usage of alcohol in hand sanitizers. Therefore, we contacted Ismail ibn Musa Menk, also known as Mufti Menk from Zimbabwe, and this was his answer.
Brother, there is a very big difference between tahir and najis on one hand and halal and haram on the other hand. Tahara and najasa means purity and impurity, generally referring to what makes you pure or impure if you were to touch it. And the halal and haram bit generally refers to, when talking about foodstuffs, that which you can consume. So anything that intoxicates you is haram, but not everything that intoxicates you is najis. Regarding alcohol, it's an English word that has a very, very broad meaning. So some of the alcohol, if it is wines and beers, then in Islam it is both najis as well as haram. But if it is alcohol made from from the laboratory, and it's a synthetic alcohol that they use in perfumes and lotions and creams and sanitizers and alcohol swabs, then as much as it is haram to consume, if one were to consume it in one form or another because of the intoxicating factor, it is tahir, meaning it is pure if you were to touch it or apply it. And I've said this for the last 30 years, and that's why people say alcoholic perfumes. No one puts wine or beer into that alcoholic perfumes. It is actually something that is more pure in its purity than normal water, because when you would like to sanitize something or disinfect before an operation or before an injection, you would use an alcohol swab, not just a water swab. So it has its own properties, although it is haram. So one is not allowed to make wudu with it for several reasons, but because of the taste and the smell and so on. But one is definitely allowed to use it. There's absolutely no doubt that any synthetic alcohol is actually not najis, it is tahir, but it is haram to consume. Something quite simple, Habibi. We've said this for 30 years, every day of our lives.
Subhanallah, brothers and sisters, it is not wrong to take precautions and therefore to use sanitizer or any other substances which involves protection against diseases. Make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He soon releases this world from the agony that is suffering from. Ameen. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.